Hey cutie pies, it is Lanikia and I am coming to you with another episode of General Hospital. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're looking for a work from home job, review the other videos on my channel because they are work from home videos. Okay, so let's just get into this episode. Okay, so who do I want to start with? On a scale of 1 to 10, you know how we do. I rate this as I guess it was a 7. It was a Friday episode. It was 7. No, not really cliffhangers or anything that I want to see. I guess it was kind of a cliffhanger, but we already see how this storyline is going to go, and I'm not liking it. So Dante and Jordan are talking, right? And he wants more information on, what's going on with Jocelyn, because of course this case affects him, and because it's Jocelyn, and so Jordan is like, no, you can't get involved here. It's a personal case. Just leave it up to Lopez, and he'll take care of everything. And Dante is just like, okay, I'm gonna give this new Jordan a month. She gotta cause I can see she's acting. So you gotta start. There are certain people on this show that you can literally tell that they are in character, like they are playing a character. You know what I mean? Like you could see that they're acting, and it's other people who own the character. Like as much as I can't stand Carly, she owns Carly. It's not the actress because I adore her. She's very pretty, but Carly gets on my nerves because she is like ram bam, but she owns that character. And this Jordan has not done that yet. But I'm gonna give you another month, girl, because I know you got to get into it or whatever. But anyway, she tells Sunday no or whatever, and they just kept going back and forth to their scenes. But it wasn't really much when it came to them. But they just kept going back and forth to them. There was nothing much to it. She told him no, and he said, I want to help figure this out. And she says, no, you can't help figure this out. This is too close to home for you. Um, so stay out of it. And we wanted to do it the right way, the legal way. We want to, dot all of our I's, cross all of our T's. And he said, okay. So they get information that comes in, and they say they have a witness and a perp. And she's like, all right. And he says, nah, it couldn't be her, because Dante sees who it is. And he says it can't be her. But we see who she talks about later on. So speaking of Jocelyn, because that's who it's all about, we see that Jocelyn and Cam go to the class to talk to professor about being late, but she's already left for the day. So then they start talking about what they've been talking about for the past week or so, how embarrassed they are, but they have to do the right thing. Cam is just like, I don't know if we did the right thing. And Jocelyn said, yes, we did. He said, I'm the one being called like all these out of my name, and while you get praise being like you tapped that or whatever, and I'm the one being called everything but a child of God. So yes, we did do the right thing by telling these people we're gonna prosecute, and we did not mean to sit. This video was not ever supposed to go out. It was not done by us. So then Kim agrees with her, and as they're about to leave, we see that Trina comes in. Now, Trina has been talking to Portia and her dad, and they are all, I don't know. They just can't act. They just can't act to me. Like, that was the worst scene with Portia and Trina and them. But anyway, she tells them that she's done with Cam and she's moving on, and now her eyes are open to see who Esme was, and she just wants to focus on school and the people who care and support her. And Portia told her, girl, well, you need to go over there and talk to Joss. If I was her, I would want my friends around. And she said, yeah, you're right. But she hadn't reached out, so she was just waiting on Joss to make the first move. So now she sees Joss and Cam for the first time, and she asks them how they're doing. And say they're all right or whatever. And then Cam leaves to give them some privacy or whatever. And so when he leaves, she and Jocelyn talk, and she tells Jocelyn that she thought maybe that Esme had got to her, and she started believing that Trina was behind it. And Jocelyn said, girl, no, I knew Esme was behind that the whole time. You ain't got to worry. She said, I didn't receive your text, because Trina said, I reached out to you via text, but I never heard back. She said, I didn't receive your text because there was so many weird text messages going on that I just delete them when I look in. I didn't even see who they sent. But I'm like, girl, if this girl was your friend and you knew she was going through this, Trina, the common sense thing would do, send her a gift basket. Do something. Go up, pop up at her house. Do something. Like, the thing, like, why are you in your feelings? This didn't happen to you. Like, and Jocelyn made it very clear the other day when y'all met up in this class that she did not blame you for this. So why are you in your feelings? Like, come on, do better with this one. Do better with this one, because that didn't make no sense. But anyways, they started just talking and saying how much they care for each other, and how um Esme is such a shrew, and they're glad, and Joss is glad that Trina finally see her for who she. Now listen, this new little Jocelyn, she trying. She is trying. I mean, not Jocelyn, but Trina. She is trying. So I'm gonna give her some time. But it was at certain parts she was doing okay, but then it got a little awkward. I think her and Jocelyn and them, and like in real life, y'all need to go out and hang out so y'all can get more rapport with each other. But because Jocelyn can act, like hands down, she be playing her role. So, but I mean, it was just the first day for Trina, so I'm gonna give you 3 months. But anyways, Trina's just is like, I can't believe she like her. I don't know. It was like, this ain't Trina. Like, if you're gonna bring somebody in to play Trina, make her still be Trina. But to me, this was not Trina. This is when how she would have reacted, things that she was saying, and all that. But it is what it is. So as they're talking, Jordan comes in and she says, "Trina, I need to take you down to the station and have a few questions for you." Because Jocelyn was like, "Oh, did you get some feedback on my case or whatever?" And she was like, "Yeah, I need to talk to Trina." So yeah, they setting this all up. I'm like, all you have to do is get Spinelli on it, and he'll be able to route it back to the person who sent the messages. Like, don't be acting like we're not. But okay, it's a storyline. We're gonna let it go. All right. So speaking of Cam, because he was there earlier, now he's not. Cam actually goes over to speak to Spenser. Now, before he goes to speak to Spenser, Spenser is talking to Esme, who is my favorite. I don't care what nobody say. Yes, she's evil. Yes, she's bad, and I don't agree with none of the stuff she do. But baby, she can play her role, so I'm here for it. So Esme is over here, done dropped the pregnancy test like she didn't know she had dropped it, and then she all emotional talking about, oh, my body, my choice. Can't I don't like you? You think I want to have a child? It's gonna be me who goes around for 9 months, and it's gonna be me who has morning sickness and all that. So because she talking to Spenser, and Spencer was like, "Well, you weren't gonna even tell me or whatever." Oh, she playing the heck out of Spenser. She was like, you weren't gonna even tell me or anything." And she was like, "Look how you treated me. Why would you want to have a baby with somebody who you hate like that? Who you think of like that? Why would you want to?" But anyways, at the end of the day, she was leaving. He didn't want her to go. He wanted her to take the test. She said, "I'm not gonna take the test now." No, she's not gonna take that test now. She's not about to take that test right now. Why? It's negative. So she leaves. And while she's leaving, Cam comes and he says, "Wait, am I interrupting something?" And she says, Spencer's like, "You're not about to go anywhere." She said, "Yes, I am. I'm leaving. My body, my choice." Baby, Esme got outside that door. Just so evil. I love it. And started laughing. I love when she does that. I don't know. She playing this role. I like, out of the people, she acts better than some of the older like actors on this show. Like, I'm not gonna name names, but she acts better than some of them. And like, that's why I think I like her. And Jocelyn reminds me of Carly, but I do like Jocelyn because they can really act. So then, okay, so Cameron and Spencer started talking. He said, "Did she just say?" And he said, "Yeah, she might be pregnant with my baby." He said, "Oh my God, if she's crazy and all that, I'm gonna be tied to her for the rest of my life if she's pregnant." And so they get to talking or whatever, and they talking about Spencer's problems with Esme and how he accused her of being the one that maybe did the video. Like, she blew up and everything, but he's like, "I know Trina didn't do it, so it has to be you. Like, who else was gonna be in that house or whatever?" But they just talk about how, you know, he hopes she's not pregnant, because he doesn't want to be tied to her, and also just his just life or whatever. And then Cam starts talking about, everything going on with him, and Jocelyn, and all the comments that he's getting. And he again tells Spencer, everybody's going real hard on Jocelyn while I'm getting high five. And Spencer was like, "That's messed up, but that's just how it is." And at the end of the day, Spencer just don't want this girl to be pregnant. He got problems with his own. Moving right along. We see that, who else was on this soap? Spencer. Okay. So then we go to um Ava and Portia. So Victor, Nicholas, and Ava are talking, right? And they're telling Victor, okay, come on with it. And Victor said, I'm not gonna talk in front of Ava. And Nicholas said, Ava is family. And he said, no, I'm not gonna do it. So Ava said, you know what? This all good. I'm gonna get up and go. I'm gonna take this as a compliment, and I'm gonna get on up and go or whatever. And y'all have y'all little talk because Spencer hasn't came anyway. Spencer, I forgot he had this meeting with his family to celebrate him coming home, but he hasn't come anyway. So Ava goes to the bar and she sees Portia and they sit down and talk. And she says, we're supposed to be, it's a celebratory dinner for Spencer coming home. And Portia's like, forgive me if I don't celebrate with you. And Ava said, I'm not celebrating either, but I'm trying to be supportive because this Nicholas' son, and he want a relationship with him. So let me be quiet and just support. And so then they get to talking, and Ava says, yeah, he gonna be doing his restitution at the gallery, but thank God I don't have to supervise him. Trina is gonna do it. And Portia said, "Excuse me, no, that's not gonna happen. Trina is not supervising him." And Ava said, "Well, the last time I talked to Trina, she said she was cool with it." She said, "You need to talk to Trina again and see how she feels now about it." So then Ava gets up because Avery gives her a call, and Avery says her arm is hurting. She just want to be with her mama. So Avery goes over there and tells Nicholas and Victor that she has to leave. But before she does that, Nicholas and Victor were talking, and this whole thing, all Victor want to do is bring the Cassadine, merge Cassadine, the corporation and everything. And Nicholas said, "I thought you was planning something illegal or something." He was like, "No, I just want to do that." Now, Victor, we know that's not all you want to do, but whatever. So, anyways, Victor says, "Well, it looked like the birthday boy, the free guy is not gonna come here anyway, Spenser." So he's like, "I gotta go anyway." So Victor and Ava leave, right? Now they're leaving, and then Esme come in, right? So Esme comes in, and she sees Ava and Victor leaving, so then she goes and sit down with Nicholas, and she tells him, "You're the only one who can help me." Oh, Esme be playing her role, and he was like, "What's going on?" And she said, "I can't stay at Laura's, because Spencer's gonna be there, and she can't be with him because of the way he just talked to her or whatever." And so he said, "Well, what you want me to do?" And she said, "I want to stay with you." And she said, "You're the only one I can that is nice to me. You're the only one I can trust." And yada yada yada. So she wants to stay with him. She is setting this plan in motion, baby. And so that's how that goes off. And Portia sees her back there, and she tells him, she tells him, "Well, I don't know who is all involved in this, like, but I can tell you that Esme is up to something. I'm just glad Trina is out of her orbit, but Trina is not because she done set up the Trina with this phone and everything." So then we go from them to who else was on here? Let me look before I get into this Sonny and Curtis. But so we go from them to Sonny and Curtis, right? So Sonny and Curtis are talking, and he tells Curtis that he need Curtis tells Sonny, "I need a favor," and Sonny like, "What you need?" And he says, "I need you to get me a document that has been sealed, a police record that has been sealed." And Sonny like, "What? You need me to do what?" And he said, "What's going on? Who you doing this for?" And he said, "It's for his dad because his dad has been lying to him." Now then, Sonny has a flashback of receiving that medicine or whatever, and I don't know if it was the name on the medicine or if it's the type of medicine or what was going on, but Sonny don't want to say. So Sonny just tells Curtis, "I'm not gonna be able to do this for you." He said, "What you mean? You won't do it or you can't do it?" He said, "I could do it, but I'm not gonna do it because this is something you need to discuss with Curtis." And then Sonny tells him about, did I say Curtis? I meant Marshall. "This is something that you need to discuss with Marshall, like get to the bottom of it." Because he said, "I had my own thing with my dad, and the only two people that could fix that relationship were me and my dad. So you need to get to the bottom of it as well." So, Sonny Curtis is just like, he's been lying to me. I know there's some shady business going on. And Sonny says, "I'm gonna stay out of it because your dad already doesn't like me." And so he tells him about the run-in that he had in the hospital. Now remember at the hospital, Curtis was telling Sonny to stay away from TJ and all that. So he was telling Kurt. Marshall was telling Sonny that, sorry. And so Sonny tells Curtis this, and he was like, see, that's why I need to know. And then Sonny tells him again, no, what you need to do is talk to Marshall and figure this out. So at that time, Marshall comes in, and Sonny tells him, you know, I wish you the best, but talk to him or whatever. And Sonny gets up and leaves. So then Marshall is like, Curtis, what you doing talking to Sonny? And Curtis tells Marshall, well, he told me about a run-in you two had. Care to explain? And that was General Hospital, y'all. I will see you next week for another episode of General Hospital.